Click the links to join the channel here over at SubScribestar, or now the membership section at Odyssey and SubScribestar, where you can watch the unfiltered version of these videos. Warning, they are going to be offensive. Oh, and if you're an SJW, if you're just a fat soy boy, panty sniffing pussy, please unsubscribe from the channel, block the channel. Don't recommend channels like this. You can go into settings. Don't watch it because your passive-aggressive comments absolutely ruin my day. Anyway, so Hollywood eating itself with woke, low-trust politics, or, bullshit politics that are turning the writer's room into this terrified experience for the writers. So Hollywood, in case you've not been paying attention, has been making movies that are losing money or not making what they're supposed to based on the prior films. And yes, SJWs get mad at us when we say woke, diversity, feminism doesn't sell movies, or they get snarky and demand us to define woke. Terry Pratchett had a scene in one of his books where he said somebody got shirty. And everyone agreed that was a really good phrase. Anyway, so woke's just kind of an umbrella term dealing with anti-white, anti-nationalist, anti-Christian, globalist, toxic, left-wing soy views. Woke is if I can see blonde hair and black hair, and then there's an overrepresentation of bad blonde characters. That would be woke. That would be anti-white racism, leftists. Ask yourself, when you see a comic or a movie, is this a fair and unbiased presentation? If you're seeing blonde gangs or blonde people who commit large-scale Malamunsay acts in every movie, then no, that's not a fair representation, because that's not the real world. That's like a mirror image Hollywood world where blonde man is bad. And it's like, yeah, we know that's not the truth. So now these obese SJWs can get mad all they want, but the bottom line is that people are not paying money in exchange for these diverse, gay, woke movies. People are not on board with it, and you can attack the audience all you want, but it doesn't get butts in seats. And the thing is, the obese SJW soy boys themselves and these cat ladies who are losing their mind over on Twitter about these movies, they're defending these movies, and you go, so did you see the movie? And they don't have an answer to that, because ultimately most of them didn't see the movies. They want to go see Barbie. It's like, oh, what was it about Barbie that you liked in Charlie's Angels that you didn't? It's two beautiful blonde people, like straight out of Aryan Central Casting. It's pretty much, it could be an advertisement for, like, if you redub the audio, it could be you could do it like some kind of World War II propaganda with these two beautiful Untermensch blonde characters. So the left-wing chicks really love those characters. Shocking. Hey, part 2 should remake them and remove them and swap them out with Pox, Wox, Furry, Otherkins. Oh, and body diversity. That means make them 300 pounds. You think that movie will do as well? And like all the woke Mary Sue type of girls be like, we just want to see beautiful white people. Can we get those movies? Well, you got it in Barbie, and it did like $1.5 billion. And that's why it did $1.5 billion. Anyway, my point was SJWs don't go watch woke SJW movies. So they can just go eat a bag of D. Hollywood now is completely controlled by globalist parasites and actively discriminating against the beautiful people of the light, you and I, European people, or even, and this is, I guess I'll skip that part. So they've got these race-based quotas behind and in front of the camera, and they keep repeating about diversity and inclusion, but they're just repeating bullshit propaganda that has no basis in fact. They go, it's a strength. It's a strength. You go, where is it selling tickets? Because that's how you define strength in Hollywood, be like ultimately selling tickets. Is it doing that? No, it's not. Then why are you saying it's a strength? It's a weakness. Because I'll get fired if I say that. I just have to repeat these Frankfurt School talking points. And that's what's going on in Hollywood. Because inclusion actually just makes crappy movies. And everyone hates diversity and feminism. Everyone, every tribe on Earth. People are very tribal. It's for some reason only the left-wing globalists are insisting that people are not tribalism. And they go, no. Globalism is the answer. You go, but who actually wants that? And it's this tiny handful of very wealthy, powerful people, right? Elon Musk. Anyway, so we don't want to be lectured to by literal communists who live in gated communities with armed guards and have got, Glocks on the bedside, and they're telling us that we need to do it with the Second Amendment. And you look at them, it's like, you got an armory in your closet. Anyway, so the writer's room is now diverse, but those with fair skin are at the bottom of the hierarchy, so they can't speak up when these non-whites come up with these really stupid ideas. They just have to nod their heads and go along with it, because if they disagree, the non-white will simply complain to HR and get them fired. So you end up with the dumbest shows on earth. The writers are in this article are describing an atmosphere of fear sitting around a mixed table, and that they can't trust the people in the writer's room, because the reality is a woman like this, if, oh God, who was that? What was that interview the other day when some little white girl was interviewing some rapper, and she goes, oh, something about being a musician, and the rapper didn't know what the word meant. She goes, are you saying I'm a magician? And she's trying to explain. It's like, is this a bit? It's got to be a bit. You're dealing with, this is insanity. It's insanity levels of clown world. My point is, if you have someone like this in the writer's room, one little faux pas and you're fired, and then you're labeled. So it's like, you know what you do when they're making logically inconsistent statements, yeah, or in the scripts and whatnot. You don't do anything. You just let it go. It's like, oh, okay, because it's better just to collect your paycheck and keep your head down. So the writers describe an atmosphere of fear, and the thing is, it's better if you're a writer to be attached to a bombing woke show than to be labeled a racist or a sexist and blacklisted from the industry. So what they do is they just collect a paycheck and go on to the next gig, which is the smart move. You don't care if the movie bombs, as long as your check clears. If you're lower on the Frankfurt hierarchy, you cannot correct or criticize anyone above you. And if you have fair skin, you're at the bottom. Even if you're the most talented, which, obviously is usually going to be the case, because the woke Hollywood system is not based on merit, and it's failing now. And that's a good thing, because Hollywood and sports ball are the bread and circuses for the cattle debt slaves in this lizard-controlled system. The worse woke Hollywood gets, the better. Because, this is not happening in a vacuum. There are, obviously, if you're on the SubScribestar and Odyssey, there's much more going on behind the scenes, Strap on that tinfoil hat. They laugh at the tinfoil hat, and you go, what is a Faraday cage made out of, buddy? The thing is, let's test it. Take a movie and just have the people of the light work on it, behind the camera, in front of the camera. Start splitting up movies by different tribes. Make different movies for different people. I don't know why that's such a weird thing to say. And they go, no, diversity. Go, oh, I hate diversity. Feminism, yuck. Ugh, cancer, I hate all that stuff. I'm very tribal. Those are my beliefs. I want to see tribal. I just want to see a Swedish bikini team for everything, behind the camera, in front of the camera. Can I get that? And they go, no, Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss is wanting to see movies that actually make money. The thing is, it's time to stop pretending that inclusion is working. People hate each other, and while diversity, or let me say, people hate each other when they're forced together into positions they don't want to be forced in. And while diversity doesn't work at all, like I said, it's cancer, it doesn't work in this system where people can be fired for correcting someone who is above them on the racial ladder. Hollywood never pushed boundaries. That was horse feathers the whole time. They always pushed a globalist anti-white agenda. You'll push boundaries when you start portraying blacks, Jews, Latins, Asians as the antagonists. People look at that and they're like, oh yeah, that's never going to happen. Never. Oh, okay, then you're not pushing boundaries. You're just, I don't know what you are. You're just just plastic fuck doll Hollywood. So when there's an overrepresentation of non-blonde people, then you'll be pushing boundaries. They say they're pushing boundaries by pushing a far left-wing viewpoint, but they never offer a far right-wing counterbalance. They only offer a strawman clown stereotype as the Archie Bunker character. People think they have an interpretation of it, but it's like everything you think about Hollywood once you go down the rabbit hole is inverse. They never offer both sides of a story. It's just the counterbalance is going to be a blonde guy with a rebel flag baseball cap with a tank top who's illiterate, and all he has to offer to the counterbalance is he's spewing racial epithets. And they go, there's the counterbalance. Look at that evil. I can't even use the euphemisms anymore because the algorithm will pick it up. So that's Hollywood's version of balance. Oh gosh, Hollywood, you mean to tell me that it's actually white men who are struggle snuggling and deleting little pox kids in the South? Yeah, that's what the John Grisham movie told us. The Oscars Steve Saylor enters the chat with FBI table 43. The thing is, the Oscars so white thing, I hesitate to even defend it because anything that destroys Hollywood is good. But I think at the time that came out, some people were cautiously saying, blacks are actually overrepresented in the awards ceremony. So the whole premise was false all along. But nobody had the balls to simply look at the numbers and go, oh, you're saying the Oscars are so white. Well, let's do a racial breakdown and see if they are. Oh, they're not. So that should make the whole thing disappear. But nobody ever has the balls to do anything. They just let things go. Like, well, I'm just going to collect a paycheck. So what happens in the long term, and like this was 7-8 years ago, what happens in the long term is you get where you are now, where you've got, what was the last movie to come out? Madam Web. Now, to their credit, that was a low-budget movie, so it's probably not going to lose that much money. And there's a theory it could even make money because it was, I think, only $80 million movie with probably $80 million in advertisements. So, there's that. But the one before that, the Marvels actually lost $200 million. And then there's no shortage of, diverse, feminist, Eternals type of movies where people look at this and like, it's just a Larry Fink United Colors of Bennington checklist where you just are just going off like a racial checklist. And so you have like super space gods, but you made them, well, the Chinese guy was 50 pounds overweight and the other ones have got some kind of disabilities. Why would you program like a carbon-based computer, living computer god type of creature to have disabilities? Because we're woke? Yeah, but it can't be inconsistent with the storyline. Like, that's where you're wrong, bucko. But did the Eternals make money? I kind of doubt it. Nobody has the balls to just stick up for this, because what will happen is you just immediately get blacklisted in Hollywood. So it's like, just keep your head down. If they want to make crap, it's better to just let them make crap, because you want somebody at the top to change the direction of Hollywood. And obviously, like, if you're on our side, we hope they don't, because every minute they're not watching Hollywood is a minute they're getting a different perspective online from, heaven forbid, somebody like you or me on these other platforms. Like, people think that sounds crazy. You're competing with Hollywood. There's only 24 hours in the day. For every minute that somebody's listening to an Odyssey live stream is a minute they're not listening to the mainstream narrative. And that's a win for us, because we got to move that window as far and as fast as we can to the right. And I know no obese soy boy cat lady SJWs or got to the end of this video or hopefully listen to the video at all. It's pretty much an echo chamber, but that's, it's kind of a good thing too, because we can be a little bit free to say these kind of things. Anyway, I made an earlier version of this, but I just started saying slurs, and it's like, once you say the first slur, it's all over. So I'll put it on SubScribestar and the memberships on Odyssey. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys all next episode.